So, a few weeks ago, a younger friend of mine asked me the question, what was it like back in the 70's? Well, the quick answer? Boring. For whatever reason, the 70's just were totally not kid-friendly. I think that the entire decade was basically designed for people who were 19 and over, or 21 and over if you're from the States, or technically 18 in Quebec, although over there the legal drinking age really is just a suggestion. Anyway, the 70's were boring for those of us who were youngins at the time. So boring, in fact, that I think that in 1952 there should have been a ban on having children until at least 1979. That would have not only taken a bite out of the whole baby boomers making too many Gen Xers problem, it would have also have given the adults way more time, money, and energy to have fun, and it would have made me not only a few years younger than I am now, but would have also made me a little tiny bit less bitter. Now, from what I understand, you had all these adults in the 70's running around, getting drunk, taking every drug they could get their hands on, and having the craziest sex that anyone had ever had since the fall of Rome. People called clubs discos for some reason, and they did weird things like sleep in their cars and go into discos with their socks starched to their backs. True story, no names. Anyway, from the perspective of a little kid, the 70's were so bereft of excitement, and keep in mind we had no internet back then, that we resorted to hobbies like waiting for this one light in my neighborhood to change that really only did so about once an hour or so. And honestly, crossing that street without that light would have been suicidal. I mean, there were people driving their cars backwards down it. It was pretty crazy. Or spending all day sitting on the concrete steps of an apartment building on the hottest day of the year, wishing we had money to buy an egg to see if we could really fry it or not. I guess on the bright side, we kids got to stay out after dark unsupervised back then. Although, to be fair, the most exciting thing we ever did was to write down all the license plate numbers of the cars parked in our school's parking lot after 9 p.m. because we were weirdly convinced that they were part of some kind of weird Illuminati conspiracy thing. That, and we once broke a pop bottle and all ran away for some reason because apparently we were convinced the noise was going to summon the SWAT team or something. But seriously, if I had a time machine, I'd make sure my parents waited to have me, because honestly, the 70's were pretty much just a waste of time for me.